right, guys. So this week we watched the Netflix's new original movie, The Gray Man, starring Ryan Gosling, Chris Evans, Ana de Armas, and Reggae Jean Page. Crap.
Oh yeah.
Directed by sorry, I almost forgot. It was directed by, of course, the Russo brothers, who directed Extraction, Avengers Endgame, Avengers Infinity War, all that stuff. So, here's a little synopsis we got for you. So, when the CIA's top asset, his identity known to no one, uncovers the agency's secrets, he triggers a global hunt by assassins set loose by his ex-colleague. Where do you want to start with this? Go in the cons, or do you want
Uh,
to give like
yeah, we
a
can do
brief?
cons.
Or do you want to do a brief little thingy, brief little synopsis or summary? What you think? All right, we'll just get into our cons. What did you think about this movie?
Um,
From the bad side, what's bad about it right now?
so I actually did not have too many cons, which is crazy because typically I don't super enjoy like action movies like this. They're
Mhm.
not. They don't always captivate me, but this one actually really did. It kept my attention, and I didn't really have any kind of cons.
Really?
Yeah, I thought it was really good.
Okay, well, I'm gonna list some of mine, and then maybe you can play off of it.
Okay.
So, first off, I thought the visual effects, some for a $200 million movie, some of the visual effects were like not it. One of the biggest thing I noticed, yeah, and they one of the only scenes they used visual effects on was that plane scene, the cargo plane scene when they're
Uh-huh.
fighting in the air. He's fighting with the
Uh-huh.
guy in the parachute. Because like obviously you can't fight. It's really hard to fight in the air. You can tell that the dude was CGI'd in,
Oh,
or
I
at
didn't
least
notice, but
some parts of it. Yeah, you can tell by like his facial expressions, and it just to me it just that did not look good at all. Especially when you can tell, because like I'm sure Edward can tell, but like we're not like the experts, so
right.
the fact that I could tell so easy, I was like, oof, yikes. I also felt like I get it, that was the point of the movie, but it felt like a long cat and mouse chase with all the assassins coming after him. It was like the movie felt like a big long cat and mouse chase, which is fine and all, but it was weird too because by the second act of the movie, it turns into a rescue mission, which we'll talk about more in the spoiler review. That's just just heads up. There's a reason why it turned into a rescue mission. We'll talk about, and then but the big. And those are like more like little nitpicks about the story, but the big thing for me is I didn't really care for the characters. Like
Really?
they didn't to me personally, they didn't give me a big reason to care about them like emotionally,
Yeah.
to invest in their story.
I guess I can see that. I was invested, but you're right. There wasn't like there's no big reason for you to be. Like there was no real background. There was like a little background scene for one of the characters, but nothing huge.
Yeah, and then the biggest plot point of the movie was a MacGuffin device, which drove the plot. Like without that plot device, there'd be no movie.
Okay, so I don't like when I don't mean to call you out. I don't like when any people when they review things when they're like, "Oh, if it wasn't for this, there'd be no movie." Cuz you can say that about every single movie ever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Like if there were no Infinity Stones, there'd be no MCU. You know what I mean? Like you can say that about
Yeah.
everything.
Well, I'm gonna have to explain myself on that more in this spoiler review.
Okay, cuz I kind of
But
disagree
like
because there's a
because
reason that was the object. Because there was a background leading up to it, you know? Like we kind of were put in the middle of a story and we learned about the background of this object,
yeah.
like why it was important.
Yeah, but not every movie has an object that does that. Like a lot of movies can be character driven.
I guess so.
Oh
But
shit,
we'll see.
my bad. You know what I'm saying? Like not all movies need a device. It's kind of like the biggest culprit for me is like the Rise of Skywalker. Like that movie could have been purely character driven based on both the First Order and the Resistance's motives.
Okay, but
But instead they used a device to
for this movie,
push the narrative.
the device, like it wasn't just a device. It was like what was part of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like This I feel like it was a long build up. Like there could have been like a prequel movie. You know what I mean? And it still would have centered around this device because of how important it was.
I low key would have rather seen a movie of just Six doing like James Bond stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Really?
Yeah, like his operations and stuff instead of him running. I think that would have
Right.
been cooler. But that's all I can really say about this movie without or cons without giving away any spoilers. I'll get more into what I'm talking about later with context. But yeah, so we're gonna go right into pros, swinging it right back to you.
Um. So like I said earlier, I'm not a huge action movie fan, and this movie just kept me in. Like I thought I was like glued to my TV. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And I don't know. I really loved the performances of obviously Ryan Gosling and Chris Evans. They're all obviously going to do good, but I feel like everyone else did really good too.
I,
And
I
I
did.
go
I was
ahead.
just gonna say I'd agree. I think the performances were good, but I thought Chris Evans really stood out. Like that's just me personally. I thought he really did a good job, like compared to everyone else.
Yeah. Um, this is kind of something small that I just really appreciated. That this never, I feel like almost never happens in action movies, and the fact that they did this just made me so happy. But the fact that they're like, is it a spoiler? No, I don't think it's a spoiler. So there's like explosions and there's a lot of stuff blowing up and a lot of stuff like happening, like on the streets. And the cops are actually involved. Like, you know what I mean?
Oh
They actually
yeah, yeah,
it's like you'll blow up a building and there's no cops to be found. You know what I mean? They always just
yeah.
like ignore it like that's not realistic. So I feel like this movie was like realistic in that aspect. At least more so than others.
Because even the villains were like, "Oh, like don't mess with the cops or whatever."
Right. And that was actually part like the cops actually played part of the story like towards the end. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they didn't just stand around
Right.
like
So
like
I really enjoyed that.
when there's a threat, they didn't just like disappear, kind of thing.
Right.
Yeah, I get that. I appreciate that too. Honestly, now that you say that, but like you said, also the fight scenes were good. I thought the choreography was fine. I think Ryan Gosling his choreography scenes were good.
Yeah, I think so too. I think they were all good.
Also, I do think the Russo brothers know how to use their camera like
Yeah.
cinematography with action sequences. I think
Yeah.
they're pretty good at that. And I really did like the fight scene. Never mind, that's a spoiler. Something you didn't say though that I'll just go ahead and say. I did really because a lot of movies don't do this. I really liked the use of all the locations in the movie,
Hmm.
from like Prague to Bangkok. I really liked how they use all the locations
I liked that too.
on set.
And it kind of goes with his character because he's supposed to be like this impossible to track down kind of guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so they'd be like, "Oh, you can go to Ecuador then,
Right.
or Prague, and Bangkok, or Germany, or whatever," and it's like it works.
It
It's
shows
pretty
his
cool.
skill. Like he isn't gonna stick to like America or something. He's going all over.
Yeah, but that's really about it for our non-spoiler review. Would you recommend this movie?
I would. I would indeed.
I think I would recommend it. But that's only because personally for me it's like compared to other stuff on Netflix right now, it's you know what I mean. It's like one of the better
Yeah.
things you would look at. But anyways, we're gonna go right into our spoilers. But if you're gonna leave us, then say hi to your mom for us and check the link in the description for all of our socials and our merch store and all that.
Oh yeah.
So see y'all later. As Edward would say, man, I can't believe Ryan Gosling just like straight up died.
So okay,
uh,
you go into your negative.
okay, I'll talk more about this one thing into context. So the MacGuffin device. The first half of the movie focused on him stealing that USB drive full of government secrets, and they were going to track him. They were going to hunt him down. But the reason I said the I didn't like the MacGuffin was because they didn't need it because the whole time they were already planning on getting rid of the Sierra program. They were already planning on killing him. But this device gave them a reason to do it, even though they're Like in the beginning of the movie, they killed four. They killed Sierra Four, and then Sierra Four was like, "Yeah, they're actually planning on killing like you too, like eventually or whatever."
Right.
If they're gonna kill him anyway, why do you need a plot device to kill him?
You don't. So okay, I don't. I disagree. So sure, their plan was to get rid of the Sierra program to kill everyone, right? But then
Hmm.
that's why four was like, they're gonna kill you. I kind of like devoted myself to trying to release this, but it's too late for me. So I want you to like finish my work. Like, don't let them kill you. Hide. Like, get this out. You know what I mean? Like, they're gonna kill you in anyways. So at least before you die, get this information out because it's gonna. If you're gonna go down, bring them down with you. You
It's
know?
kind of so. It's kind of just like a side ploy.
No. So I think, like you're saying, what was the point of the plot device if they're gonna kill him either? Anyways, he ran. Like they were gonna kill him anyways, but he ran away.
Hmm.
You know what I mean?
But
And during that, he the reason they were going to kill all of them was because of that information. Like if that information wasn't there, if there was no USB, do you really think they would have like got rid of the Sierra program? You know what I mean? Do you think they would have killed four? I don't think.
I have no idea. I'd have to see a prequel.
I think the reason they went after four is because of the information that he had, because he gathered all that. So that's the reason why they're ending the Sierra program. So it's like up to six now. That's like the Sierra's last hope. That's like the last hope to get all that information into the world. Like it's I for me the story was more about six getting that information out. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
which which I get that, but then when he loses the USB device, he doesn't really care. Like you can say he went back to the mansion to get it, but no, he went back to the mansion to rescue his ex colleague's niece.
right, that's
So
true.
like he didn't really care about the device at that point. And this is one of my gripes with it. The guy, the spy that stole the device, in the necklace,
Hmm.
he just gave it back to Ana de Armas character. I hated that scene because I hate when movies do that. He was just like, yeah, you know what? You can have it back. I don't really like these guys. I don't like their motives. Like that's the reason you're giving it back.
That was one con I had. I kind of just told myself, I was like, it's more so him being like, look, I don't want any part of this. I'm like, if I keep going this route, I'm going to die. Like, is it even worth it? Like, here, just like take it. Like, I don't want to be part of this anymore.
What did he say? Like these aren't like trustworthy men or something.
Yeah.
Something like that. These aren't
Which
good
I thought that was
people.
dumb because he's a killer. But
Yeah, I was just like, all right, dude. And then I thought uh, this part's just like typical action movie stuff, but I thought it was funny how two people, two people were somehow able to infiltrate and like fight head on all those professionals in that
yeah,
mansion.
yeah, that's crazy
They're
too.
all shooting at him with snipers, and she's just like, that was pretty badass though. She was like, nope, she's just shooting the rockets off, dude. That's pretty badass.
That was cool. I thought that was dumb. I'm like, she's just going to die. Is she really running in there like that? But maybe a little bit of plot armor.
This is just a little bit, but she was pretty badass.
Now,
Um,
I will say, like, that part did bother me. Not so much the part with six, because he's kind of like trained to be like stealthy. You know what I mean?
yeah,
But I don't know. Oh, I do want to talk. This isn't necessarily a pro. Just real quick,
yeah,
the end fight against Six and Lloyd.
yeah.
He Six would have won like by a long shot, but then like it was supposed to just be like hand in hand combat. And Lloyd, when he brought out the knife, man, that was cheating.
That was
That
cheating.
was cheating. That was like a cheap shot.
He's a
Like
dick though.
yeah.
I,
But I
I
guess guess that's true to his character. I was just like,
see,
what the heck?
and I liked Chris Evans' acting too because he's got like all these scars and stuff. He lost his fingers. He's got
Yeah,
that scar on his back, and then they get in the water, and he's like, "Oh shit, that stinks." He's like, "Oh, that hurts." like, because it would. It's not just
yeah,
like there. And then like when he punched him, he says he doesn't have his fingers anymore. Like that, like the nerves, like that
yeah.
hurts. And like he just made the performance realistic, which I thought was pretty cool.
I agree. They were good. And I don't know. I did like the. I do see what you're saying about how the first half was kind of all about the plot device, and the second half was more about saving the girl.
Yeah.
So I could see that being a con. I did enjoy the girl though, like the girl storyline, because
I
because
I
I took it as like he's not. I mean, he is a bad guy, you know. But the reason he went to prison wasn't like terrible, you know. So he has some morals, you know what I
yeah.
mean. So he's like, no, I'm not gonna kill a kid. That was like from the beginning, you know what I mean. Like in the very beginning, he's like, no, there's a kid there. I'm not gonna kill her or kill him. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, I
I,
get that, but like with the girl too. Another con is I didn't feel emotionally invested with the girl and him because they only showed like one scene of him babysitting
yeah,
her, and that's
I
it.
yeah, I felt it towards the end only because she put on a good performance. I
She
feel
did,
like
dude. She was underrated.
yeah, she was really good, I
I thought
think.
she was good. Yeah,
And I think that's what kind of gave me that's what connected the two characters for me was her performance. Is you could tell that she cared, but there I don't know. I
she
know what you
said.
mean. There was
She
only
said.
one scene.
She said, "Kick his ass for me."
Yeah.
That was pretty funny. But I'm trying to think. I just feel like because of that too with the story, it's just like the discrepancies were too much in the plot. Like it's kind of like no, I was gonna say it might have felt like two different stories, but no, it just
I
took a
think
turning
what it
point.
was supposed to be is that Six was caught in the middle. You know, he never wanted to do any of this. He knew there was something on the drive. He knew it was important. He knew he had to save it.
Yeah,
But then there was also a girl, and you know, I don't know. He
yeah,
was just kind of caught in the middle, but it was a little messy.
that's pretty much all I got. If you want
Yeah,
to go
I think
into
so.
ratings,
Well, okay. One thing I will say is
oh, okay,
no. Actually, I have two questions.
yeah,
How come the girl that helped Six that turned on the agency? She was like in handcuffs at the end, not at the very end, but towards the end.
the girl that helped Six,
Yeah,
which one?
because okay, she was the sniper. She had a shot on Lloyd, and the next thing you know, it's actually the girl that runs the agency.
Oh, you mean Ana de Armas' character?
Yeah,
Was she in handcuffs?
I thought she was. Maybe she wasn't.
I don't remember. I just remember her talking to that guy to reggae,
So
and
that was another question. Who got? I know that Lloyd got pinned for like all the crimes, but how? How do they explain all those deaths to the cops and explosions and train derailing, all from one guy? You know, like how did the agency not go down for that?
because that one lady covered it up.
How? But how do you cover something like that up? Like that's not realistic. You
Okay,
know
I
that
don't know. I don't know about the facility. I don't know how she covered up the facility, but she said that Lloyd, uh, what she said like he's like toxic, he went crazy or whatever, and like she had to put him down or some shit. She said something at the end that like covered up Lloyd. But you're right. How do they cover up the whole for the facility getting destroyed
yeah.
though?
But anyways,
But that's
I
it.
think that's it. You wanna? I'll let you finish it.
Okay, rating. I'm a big this rating's coming from me being a big proponent of story, and I just didn't like the way that the story went with the device, and then like the turning point with the girl. So I'm giving this movie, and I mean, obviously, go watch it for yourself. I'm giving this movie a 5.5. I, I
What?
just, I just didn't think it was like,
Wow.
I didn't think it was that compelling.
I was gonna give it a 9.
Okay, you can give it a 9.
Really?
This movie just wasn't for me, which sucks because I wanted to like it, I really did. But I wonder how the book is. To be honest with you,
Yeah.
I'd probably want to read the book just to see what exactly was right about this and like
Dang.
what was wrong.
I mean, a 5.5. That's crazy.
I thought you were gonna say 9.9. I was like, damn, that's pretty damn high.
I was stuck between 8.5 and 9, only because of the two different, not two different storylines, but
It's okay. Got an average of 7.25. If you ever look at our hulometer, that's what it's gonna be. Or no, we need to get Edward's score if you finish the movie. If not, then it's fine. But then we'll average it out. But that's about it, guys. So thank you all for joining us two today. Edward will be back next week. But make sure you look at the links in our description. Look at our YouTube channel. Like, follow, subscribe wherever you're listening to this podcast. And like I said, links down below for socials and our merch store. So yeah, say hi to your mom for us.